Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm back. Um, been a bit, been a while, but I've been super busy with work and life and stuff, so haven't had a chance. We ended up playing a D&D session that unfortunately I didn't get to show you guys me planning. Um, Basically, they went into the catacombs um, underneath the main religious center in Waterdeep, which I made up, so it's not canon or anything, but um, they came down here into this map here, which is the catacombs, um, small burial chamber, hunting for another one of these circles that we're completing. This one they managed to destroy and stop this place from becoming a stop it from becoming a rift. Um, so we can now cross off this one. And there's only one more left. So this is interesting in the sense that actually this one isn't. Sorry, they don't know about this one yet. This is still up for debate. So I'm going to send them to the City of the Dead next. There's going to be, I think the last thing I showed you was the one that I was getting ready for the City of the Dead, and then last minute I changed it and they didn't actually do it. So this is the City of the Dead setup that I had all nice and ready, with this guy here, and then these wraiths are going to apparate and be summoned by the captain as the players come around the corner. Then they are going to go here, which will be the entrance to the tunnel. There'll be a ghost, which will hopefully age someone. I really love it when people get aged. I mean, it doesn't really matter with elves and stuff like that, but if someone like V gets aged or something like that, yeah. So I will let you in on a little secret. Drut, the dwarven priest, no longer wants to play his character. I did post the video. Unfortunately, the audio on his end didn't get picked up for some reason. But he's basically gonna start playing his new character as soon as I can kill Drut off, which I tried to do last night, but I've significantly boosted these guys' power, especially with them being 6th level now. They were a lot tougher than I expected. I mean, I knocked him out, and he made his first death save, but then he got saved with a potion. So yeah, it was quite surprising how tough they were, and almost ended up killing the Goliath. To be honest, he was the one that was actually closer to death. I think I knocked him out twice, and they kept reviving him, but he was getting less and less hit points, and it was getting easier and easier to kill him. But anyway, we'll start with today's planning, which I've pretty much planned the adventure. I do need a crypt, so I think we can do that. This isn't what I wanted. Oh, this is Limbo. I do need that up eventually. But this is a great map. You can zoom into it quite well. It's got a lot of stuff on it that I think will be really useful going forward, especially as Waterdeep's adventure wraps up and the players decide to move out and explore. So here's Waterdeep here. and it surrounds. And then you have Neverwinter up here, and you have Daggerford and Helm's Deep a bit further down. Helm's Deep? Sorry, we're not in Baldur's Gate. Bringing out Lord of the Rings. I think they're going to end up in the High Forest first, due to them having a unicorn trapped in a statue from the Blue Alley that we played. It'll be very interesting anyway, but that's much further in the future. Right now, I want to hone in on two things. One is finishing The Alchemist, because he's nearly finished. They got to fight him. I didn't have him like fully fleshed out, but it was enough so they could sort of fight him. So currently we have him here with his 5 feats: Sharpshooter, Skulker, Insightful Fighting. I think that's all I've got for his feats at the moment. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that is. Decipher opponent's taxes. Aberrant Dragon Mark. This is part of the Dragon Mask itself. Here you go, yeah, Dragon Mask. So let's make that a bit more bold and underlined so we can pump it up a bit so I can see it. There we go. Let's take that down a little bit. There we go. Okay, and maybe we should center it. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so these are going to be, this is the Dragon Mask, what it can do. And I think that's where I got up to basically, yep. So let's go through and look more at what he's doing. Classes. So I think I have 2 more feats to spend. I wonder if I want to spend 1 feat. What if I want to spend 1 of his feet just pumping his... Actually, I think I did that. I think I pumped his dexterity already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that. So we've got 1 more feat to burn. 2, 3. And we'll have a look at those in here. Paladin, Ranger, Rogue. Let's get out the Rogue. And we'll have a look at his feats. Feats is such a weird word. Especially when I say at his feats. It's a bit odd. Okay. He's not a gnome. Is it only for humans? No. Yeah, I really think the human class has been completely neglected. Because in the old Dungeons and Dragons, you had the human class was the one that you kind of wanted to play. But if you did want to play an elf or a dwarf or something like that, you were kind of penalized for them being slightly magical in nature, in terms of having dark sight and pluses to their constitution or dexterity or things like that. You were very limited in what they could do. That they weren't able to reach max level, which is a bit silly, but it was mostly focused on humans. The humans were the heroes, and you had to have a reason why you wanted to play these weird creatures. And sort of as D&D has evolved and they've gotten more and more races to play, humans have kind of been left in the dust. They haven't buffed them along the way to make them any sort of an interesting, like, I don't mind if they're not the main one, but it's like, why would you play one at the moment? That's the question, which is very odd. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. Let's have a look at some of this stuff. Observant creature speaking. No, I don't need that. Sentinel's pretty good, but he's not. 3 skills, no. What is a weapons master? Gain proficiency. Well, I don't need that because he's just gonna be proficient with stuff. Lightly armored. I mean, is that even useful? Don't know, to be honest. It's a high elf, tiefling, halfling, athlete. He's not really an athlete. Don't know. Maybe I can just make him a bit tougher. What is savage attacker? Oh yes, he's not a melee. What's sharpshooter? I think I've already done this one. Yeah, he's already a sharpshooter. Skill just gives you proficiencies. Level for your race. Gain the following benefit: increase your strength and dexterity by 1 to a maximum of 20. Increase your walking speed by 5 feet. You gain proficiency in acrobatics or athletic skill. You have advantage on your strength or dexterity checks. You make escapes when you make escapes from being grappled. I mean, I kind of feel that because he's like a he's like a he's a human, but he's a dwarf. Like he's got dwarfism, so unfortunately they're only feats. Those two, which is silly. I mean, that's cool, but guess what I want to do is copy this over. I think this is cool. Here. Maybe I should have been just adding the pictures on here instead of the writing. Let's do that. shall we? Sharpshooter. That makes much more sense. Because it stands out as well, much easier. Let's get rid of that. Go B. And then let's get rid of this. And go. Insightful fighting, wherever that is. Okay. Where did I even get that from? Oh. Maybe I'm just doing something completely wrong. It's Skulker, sorry. Oops. Get it lined up before we do that. Okay. And then insightful fighting. But where did I get this from? I don't know what those numbers were. Okay, let's try this. No. That's so annoying. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure where I got insightful fighting from. Nowhere, it looks like. Oh well. Leave that one there. I don't know who's messaging me, but it's pretty annoying. Okay. Squat nimbleness, and then we moved on to the dragon mask. So this will give him an extra dex or strength. Do we want to give him? I mean, let's see what an extra dex gives him. +7. I was just like, no, you can't do that. This is just viewing it, is it? What if I want to edit the character? Okay. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just use it like an actual character sheet? Fortunately, it's like a database, which I mean is not, it's not bad, but it's what I like about. So let's make his dexterity 17. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's just make him ungodly. Well, godly. Okay, and then go home. And go to the character. Okay. Sleight of hand is plus 17. Stealth is plus 17. Yeah, so he's gonna be very hard to he's gonna be very hard to fight if he doesn't want to be seen. He's just gonna disappear, especially with his ability of this one, the Skulker. He can hide in lightly obscured, and because he's small, I think he gets to hide behind creatures. Oh no, that's the halfling thing. I was gonna make him a halfling, but I'm not. He's not an halfling. Okay, I think that's good. Let's move on to the proto armor. So another thing that happened a while back before I was filming this was they were in a vampire castle, or like a lodge, a vampiric lodge, an old rundown lodge that had one familiar, this old man named Bertrude, I think, and one vampire who'd fallen on hard times, and they were trying to catch him. Once they had dealt with the vampire, they went outside, and a huge explosion caught their attention in the forest that was around the lodge. And they went and investigated, and in this gorge was a hole. Normally this gorge is full of water, but the explosion had evaporated all the water and thrown water everywhere. But there was a waterfall at the end that was slowly filling it up again. So if they wanted to go and investigate it, they had to do it now. They went down, and in there was the ruins of a Mind Flayer ship. Unfortunately, Baldur's Gate is now doing that, so it kind of looks like Baldur's Gate 3 is doing that, but before they did it, I did it. I swear. But anyway, in there was some automatons, some robots, and those robots attacked the players. They were automated to defend the ship. They beat those, and then they went into a tunnel that had been dug before the Mind Flayers had died out, just down here, stuck into the dirt. There was a crystal. They touched the crystal. It gave them a map of the stars. So the crystal sphere stars with the phlogiston. For those who are familiar with Spelljammer, and in a pool of green oil, Prince, the Goliath, ever curious, stuck his sword in, and these copper bands started wrapping around his sword. He pulled himself away, and another automaton, this time made out of like thick bands of copper all wrapping around themselves, formed itself into a humanoid robot. It wasn't violent. It requested that they show it where the masters were, which were the Mind Flayers, who are now desiccated and dead. And it, once it saw them dead, it formed itself into a small ball, and simply said recalibrating. They got out of there, didn't really think much of it, and it wasn't much, to be honest. It was quite a while back, but I had always intended for this creature to slowly find them again, and it found Prince again last episode. And what it is some sort of proto armor. It grows itself onto you. It has a layer of spikes up the spine that interface with the spine, and it gives you enhancements to your body. And what they don't know, because they have a small screen from this Mind Flayer spaceship. Um, I don't know if there's much drawing capability on here, so I'll bring it up on Paint. So it's sort of it, it looks like this basically, and then it has a line down the like this, and then there are 3 spheres here. That looks terrible, but let's see if we can do a better job. Yeah. No, I want to copy that circle. Anyway. And then another one here. And within these spheres are curved lines. Is that what I wanted? No. Let's delete that. I'll just draw them freehand. They're like curved like this, and there's 8 of them. So each sphere is pretty much looks like this, only not as terribly drawn as that. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like that. And this is sort of like the start. And so as they turn these things on the side, and here is smaller spheres like this. They're just indicators. So I think I said there was 5. One of them is oops. Didn't do that. Is that color 1? Is it? Okay. So they're all red except for one is green. So it basically looks like this. Only there's lines on each one of these ones as well. And as they turn this, I mean it's all just, it's basically a magical digital interface. As they turn it, it gives them a different advantage. The suit offers a different advantage. So far, these are the ones that I've given. So per round. Might just add this now that I've drawn it. To the proto armor. It's very simple, but woo. There you go. Okay, so these are the controls basically. Now, as this is the power, so it's nearly running out of power, and it's powered by green crystals that they did collect some of, but they don't know what they are exactly. Each sphere, each one of these will come online as he feeds it more metals. So there'll be different metals will give it access to different spheres, and it will slowly build up this armor to become something quite powerful. But it will take a lot of gold and a lot of various other hunting around for elements and metals and stuff like that to feed into this armor. So all you have to do is press like gold or iron or steel or electrum and various other metals into this armor, and it'll absorb it and slowly grow in complexity and ability. But yeah, that's where I am at this stage with this one. So I need to come up with 3 other things that it can do. So obviously you can only choose one of these on dial 1. Eventually there'll be 3 that he'll have the 3 dials available, and he'll be able to turn them to whatever setting he wants. That he it will fine tune and augment. So eventually he'll have 2 for this. Like he'll be able to jump 10 feet, and move, or +1 con, +1 strength, +1 dex. He could have +1 con and +1 strength, that sort of thing. I haven't quite thought it all the way through, so I'm just thinking of what else will be useful for him. I mean, you could maybe plus 1d4 damage. I mean, is that too little? It's probably too much, to be honest, but you don't want it too crazy. And maybe a plus to your initiative. So like +3 initiative. Maybe if I could spell. Yes, I did mean initiative. Because this is a combat armor. Maybe some dark sight, because he doesn't have any dark vision. Maybe like 10 feet of dark vision. Is that too little? So you can just see there's like 3 meter sphere around you, and everything else is pitch black. What else would be useful in combat that's not too game breaking yet? Damage, that is. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because basically the idea is, so he's going to play with this for a while. He'll learn all the settings, and then hopefully they spend some time deciphering this, and will realize what they have to do. Maybe I won't get it powered by. Maybe I'll make it powered by metals. That's a good idea, because that way he has to constantly be feeding it gold to keep it running. That's a great idea. Um, it's a good way because I like to give out a lot of gold and I like to give out a lot of powers and stuff like that. Um, and it's a good way to burn it, so he's not just like always carrying around huge sacks of gold trying to buy stuff. um, what else do we want? +3 to initiative is good. But he has to have it on there. See, that's not as useful as you would think, because you would actually have to have it on there when the initiative round started. So it sounds cool, but if I say roll initiative, he would have to have the armor constantly set to that, and he probably won't be. He'll probably be using the plus 20 movement or 10 feet jump. So I think it's 10 feet jump long, and plus 5 feet vertical. That's a good idea. Okay. So what else are we going to do? Give him. So you have damage, you've got pluses to attack. So I mean, he could have plus 1d4 to his attack roll. I mean, really, that's very powerful. I don't mind the damage because, I mean, there's always hit points, but the AC is... You don't want them getting too much out of balance with their armor class ability, like to hit. So, you know, if Prince can constantly hit a 20 armor class and everyone else can only hit a 15 armor class constantly, he's constantly going to be hitting and everyone else is going to be missing, because I have to raise the armor class for everything. Otherwise, if I lower it, he'll just be hitting even more. So you want to keep that. That's one thing that really should be fairly stable. You don't want to get someone out of whack with their armor class ability to hit an armor class higher than others, at least by too much. Obviously fighters should have a natural advantage for that, but I mean, with the way things are, mages can do that as well, so you know, everyone should have a similar sort of plus, is what I mean. Now, what am I thinking? Maybe some sort of climbing thing. No. So full. See, that's what a thief can do. Is full movement on climbing. Maybe I can just give him plus 10 feet. Plus 10 feet. And climbing. Hmm. 10 feet of 20 feet of dark vision. Yeah, maybe. What else does he need? What else is cool but not game breaking? That's the question. It's very easy just to give game breaking stuff, but hmm, just trying to think of what else would be useful in terms of an ability, or I mean, he's already got his stat increases if he wants. He's got damage increase. He's got movement increases in all the types of movement. In combat, you basically, I mean, you have your initiative, which I thought was good, but I don't think it's going to be useful. I mean, I could have it making 10. I could have it form like a dagger if he doesn't have a weapon, but I mean, when is that going to happen? So, yeah, I can't think of anything else for the 8th one. If anyone else can, just please feel free to leave a comment. Like, share, and subscribe, because clearly I need more people watching this than 7. Also, the content has to be better than just looking at a screen and me talking into something. So let's leave that for now, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Let's focus again on the alchemist. What is this? What if I just reduce these just a little bit, because they're a bit too big, like needlessly big. I mean, I've got a bad, I'm not very, my eyes aren't that good, but definitely don't need, where did I get this? So weird. Insightful fighting. Did I draw it from something else? Don't know. Anyway, never mind. I'll keep it there, because it's definitely awesome. Oh, is it just an ability of a thief? Is that what that is? Of the mastermind. A doi. Yeah, okay. Well, that's a waste of time. I mean, it's pretty cool, but does it have it here? Uncanny dodge. think I might have just added that in because of it wasn't on here. I think that's what happened. Supreme sneak. Uh, Gotta remember all these when the final fights happen as well. To make a sleight of hand check, use your thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock. Okay. You take a bonus action on each of your turns to disengage. Thief can't. Sneak attack. And expertise. Okay, cool. I think we're good here. Yeah, so they got him down a little bit, but not that much. Let's heal him to full. Apply changes. Yeah, I think he's good now in terms of what I wanted to do with him. The Dragon Mask. An epic boon. Dungeon Master's Guide. If the character fails to gain the boon, they have 2% chance of gain at the next level. The character also permanently loses one of their hit dice. And their hit point maximum is reduced by equal to the roll die plus the constitution modifier. Jesus. Okay. So maybe we'll look at epic boons. So what did it say? Among the options in chapter 7. Okay, let's look at epic boons, shall we? Core books, DM, Dungeon Master's Guide. So let's look at chapter 7. Come on, come on. Okay, chapter 9. Chapter 7. 133. Okay, types of treasure. Treasure tables, gemstones, rarities, buying and selling. Cursed items. Scrolls, potions. Wearing and wielding an item. some of these are pretty cool. Um, like I like this sort of stuff where it's um, where it's sort of it gives you a bit more in depth of what the thing is. It's not just a set of stat buffs and debuffs and things like that. It's a bit more into the role playing side of it. I do like that. Yeah. But I'm at the stage where I enjoy just making magic items. I mean, I do like looking at some of these and various things that people want to do. I can't find this epic boon thing. I think this should go. Manifest a great power. The mission is getting an epic boon from one of the options in chapter 7 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Okay, where's epic boon? Control F. Working on it. Working on it. See, this is the thing that when turn move to epic boons. No, I don't want it. Oh, here we go. Found it. Boon, 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 boon. Okay. Thank you. Hmm. 20th level characters. Well, that's not true. When you miss with a melee weapon attack, you can choose to hit instead. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Boon of luck. That's what that armor needs. Pluses to AC. That's good, okay. I got that one now. Boon of peerless aim. I mean, why would you have this if you don't just use this? Oh, because it's a melee weapon. Okay. Perfect health. Boon of quick casting. Boon of recovery. Can use bonus again. Again, number of hit points equal to half your hit point number. That's pretty cool. So I really don't like this non-magical weapon stuff because let me give you an example. There are certain campaigns that you can play that are fun without magical weapons, where you have magic being very scarce. People find one that's really epic. what happens is if you don't have lots of magic items, I mean it's kind of disincentivizing for the character, for the players, because a lot of what D&D is finding magic items, finding treasure, becoming more powerful, becoming having adventures. Um, and so very quickly I like to give my characters magic items. And just low level ones, not anything too crazy like a +1 sword or a glowing sword or something that something that's interesting. Um, Immediately, all of these bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage resistances become pointless. Maybe I should just apply them with magic weapons, because it just seems very silly. That one, because also once you're fighting creatures that have resistances to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, generally, generally, it's already, they're already having magic items. God, imagine picking that one. Uh, you can cast any spell you know or have prepared without expending a spell slot. Once you do so, you can't use the spoon again until a long rest. Oh, this is just you can constantly cast that spell. Okay. That's pretty cool. Advantage on ability checks may. Uh, cool. Cool stuff. Cool stuff, I guess. Some of these seem incredibly overpowered, and the other ones seem kind of, yeah, seem a bit boring. I think we'll use the Boon of Recovery. V. Put it in his description. In his features and traits. Can I add anything? Maybe just put it in the notes. Other. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, so once he gets down and he's weak, he's gonna heal halfway up. That's pretty good. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you did, I will add in that last little bit. To the proto armor before I forget it, because that is a great idea. +2, shall we say? So you can AC. So a bit better than a shield. So it's base AC. It's 15. So he can go to 17 with that. And then what is Prince's dexterity? +3. So yeah, that's pretty good. Does it actually? +2. Maybe I don't understand how dexterity works as a bonus anymore. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, so as a he'll get his armor class will go up by 1. See, I kind of want him to have, let's say it's base 12, because what I want it to do is I want it to slowly build up. So yeah, I think that's a better idea. So I want it to slowly build up. So as he gets from, he can choose to have higher AC, so it can be 14 and then he gets bonuses with his dex and things like that. But I want it to be, yeah, I want it to be not too overwhelming, especially in terms of armor class. But the armor class will go up as he feeds it gold and things like that. Maybe I'll make it an AC 11. Okay, anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, if you did watch, and please watch if you haven't watched yet, and yeah, thank you, bye.